This is Fox 5 News Morning.
Ahead on Fox 5 News Morning at 8, two high-profile and unsolved murder mysteries in the district. In one case, a community comes together to remember a college student who was gunned down. In the other, a vital new clue that could help solve the mystery. Plus, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser tackling a major concern in the city. More on her plan to help find missing teenagers. And after a serious blow to President Trump's plan to repeal Obamacare, what's next on his agenda? Welcome to Fox 5 News this morning. This Saturday, March 25th, it's a live look outside at the White House. It's looking like a sunny Saturday, temperatures in the 70s. Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Limon. Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday. It is, of course, peak bloom weekend for the cherry blossoms. And Caitlin Roth is here for a first check of our forecast if you plan to head out there to enjoy those cherry blossoms. Caitlin? Happening right now, the search is on for the person behind a murder in the district. Police have released surveillance tape and still photos of a person of interest wanted in the deadly stabbing of a woman in Northeast this week. Police want you to take a good look at this man. Investigators want to talk to him about the death of Karina Meal of North Carolina. Her body was found Tuesday afternoon inside a home on 14th Street. Investigators say the person captured on surveillance tape may have been driving Meal's car. That car went missing but was later found. Detectives also say the person they want to speak with visited places in Laurel and Beltsville after the murder. Police are asking anyone with information about this case to call them. And developing overnight, an emotional vigil last night at Largo High School to remember 18-year-old Ayanna McAllister. McAllister was back home in Maryland for her spring break when she was gunned down on Benning Road in Northeast. People at last night's vigil wore white in the teen's honor. Her parents spoke out. They say they'll use her death to fight gun violence.
No mother, no family member should have to go through burying a child. This is hard. There's work to be done. My husband and I are both social activists. We always have been, and we've done things on a smaller scale, but God has given us a platform through Ayanna.
D.C. police are still looking for a suspect in that deadly shooting. New details this morning on a story Fox 5 has been following for months. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is introducing a brand new plan to address the alarming number of missing teenage girls in the district. Here's what the mayor's plan looks like. Among some of the initiatives, increasing the number of officers assigned to the Children and Family Services Division, expanding the missing persons webpage and social media footprint. They also pledged to work more closely with local organizations and provide grant support to nonprofits who help with the runaways. And yesterday, Mayor Bowser tweeted, "Thanks Fox 5 DC for bringing attention to this national problem and DC's response. Critical for our youth to know we care about each of them." Now turning to news on the Hill, House Republicans are back at square one. They yanked the GOP healthcare bill off the table yesterday when they couldn't get enough votes to pass it. President Trump said he's disappointed, but it's time to move on to other items on his agenda. Fox 5's Anna Yu has more.
We came really close today, but we came up short.
House Speaker Paul Ryan just moments before the American Health Care Act was up for a vote, stunning the political world by pulling the bill altogether at the request of President Trump.
We had no Democrat support. We had no votes from the Democrats. They weren't going to give us a single vote, so it's a very difficult thing to do.
Negotiations between GOP leaders and both conservative and moderate Republicans continued into the 11th hour and beyond. Vice President Mike Pence even canceling a pre-planned trip, instead racing over to the Capitol to persuade his side to push the bill through. House Speaker Paul Ryan, meanwhile, heading the other direction toward 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The powerful Wisconsin congressman, the architect of the plan to repeal and replace Obamacare in a final Oval Office meeting with President Trump.
The most troubling is the worst is yet to come with Obamacare.
I've been saying for the last year and a half that the best thing we can do politically speaking is let Obamacare explode. It is exploding right now.
Democrats publicly pulling for failure of the bill since its introduction, in the end getting their wish.
Today is a great day for our country. It's a victory. What happened on the floor is a victory for the American people.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer also told reporters despite the outcome, the president left everything on the field. The Trump administration says they now want to focus on tax reform. And after years of battles, the Keystone Pipeline gets the green light. Former Texas governor and current Secretary of Energy Rick Perry was on hand when the president cleared the way for the Keystone XL pipeline project. The U.S. granted TransCanada a permit to build the pipeline that will bring oil from Canada down to the Texas Gulf Coast, where it will be refined. While critics say the move is potentially bad for the environment, supporters say the pipeline means jobs and energy security for the U.S. Tracking Metro now, this weekend, riders on the red, green, orange, and silver lines will enjoy regular weekend service with no track work as Metro eases up on most daytime maintenance to accommodate the cherry blossom visitors. For the next several weekends, the only daytime weekend work will be safe track related, affecting customers on the blue and yellow lines primarily south of Reagan National Airport in Virginia. Metro, of course, probably your best way to check out those cherry blossoms today. The National Cherry Blossom Festival has officially kicked off. Look at that. It is just beautiful. And this weekend, blossoms are expected to reach peak bloom. Meanwhile, in sports, it's all about March Madness. The Southeastern Conference had a big night last night. A three-pointer right at the buzzer in overtime got Florida the win over Wisconsin. Also, Kentucky beat UCLA, while South Carolina beat Baylor in the East. And a video gone viral of a student saving his classmate's life. More on how a class he took came in handy. And a live look outside this sunny Saturday morning. Caitlin will be back with a check on your weekend forecast. We'll be right back.